Um, well, I've always known since I was little, really little, probably since about, I don't know, 5 or 6. I always dressed in my brother's clothes, and I always wanted to be like one of the boys, and I always wanted to be referred to as a boy, even as being a little kid. I came out to my family and my friends, beginning of December. I came out. I wanted to make a video, I guess, explaining why I'm the way I am. Maybe it'll help you guys understand. I will spend what I need to spend. I will sacrifice what I have to sacrifice to be happy. I've known since I was very little, since I was able to dress myself, that something was different about me. I felt so happy when I was little and I got confused in public for a little boy because it made me so happy. Then I hit middle school and I was told that I had to be a girl, that I had to dress like a girl, and I had to do all the things that a normal girl does. And I did it for a little while. I did it for, I think, all of 8th grade, and I hated it. I finally came out and I identified as lesbian, and that made me happier. I knew once I came out as, identifying as lesbian, that I wasn't completely 100% happy. I knew something else was wrong. I look at my body every day and I want to chop off my chest, and I want to. I get disgusted. I sleep with my binder on, so in the morning I don't have to wake up and see my chest. It makes me so depressed. I'm not changing on the inside. I'm still the same person. I'm just changing my outsides to match my insides. Being transgender isn't a choice. The only choice in being transgender is accepting it. This makes me happy. This is who I am, and this makes me happy. All I'm asking is for support. I had to get an order of protection on the person who not only has verbally harassed me, but physically as well. I It all was because I'm gonna say 90% of it was because of my transition. I want to say that if you do feel like you're getting harassed because of your transition, not just your transition, in discrimination in any way or harassment, or I felt that I couldn't do anything, and I waited 2 months after the matter happened to do anything about it. This isn't a win for me. For me to do this to someone that I am related to by blood is probably one of the hardest things I think I've ever had to do. I don't want you to feel alone because I felt like I was alone. I have put other people first enough in my life that I think my transition is the one thing that I want to do for myself. They have to go through the name change. They have to go through pronouns change. They have to, adapt to, how, you know, those affect you as well. And
By no means is my brother a bad person. Simply at that time, he wasn't willing to accept it or acknowledge my identity and took it upon himself to physically assault me as well as provide death threats to me. And so at the time, in order for protection, was what I needed to do in order to feel safe, in order to take care of myself. My brother and I are much better now. He has accepted me for who I am, and that's been, very, very gracious of him. But at that point in my life, I truly found how much gender is a black and white concept rather than the fluidity and spectrum that I believe it is. And so, while at the time that's what I needed to do, things have gotten better, and so it does get better. Just at that time, it truly showed that gender is very much a construct, and it doesn't have room for changing and for kind of moving outside the boundaries.
so today is March 14th, also known as Pie Day. I missed that in high school. It was actually very good. I liked eating pie. Or middle school or whatever school you did that in. I don't remember. Middle school, I think. Um, I have some actually really, 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 really exciting news. I will start T on March 29th. So therefore, in 15 days, I will no longer be pre-T. I'm fucking excited! You can't tell from the huge smile on my face, and I don't know, I can't believe it. So if you aren't trans, I don't think you understand the excitement when it comes to getting your T letter. I can finally start liking how I look on the outside. March 29th, also the day after name change, so therefore, in 2 days, I think I will have the most exciting 2 days of my life. And so I called my dad on the way home. He couldn't answer, so he ended up calling me back on my way home, and we talked, and he congratulated me, super excited, and he's coming down for my name change. He wants to be there for court because I need 2 witnesses. And yeah, he's going to try to see if he can stay um, for my first shot. He doesn't know. It'd be super nice if he could come to the doctor's appointment. On here, he said the petitioner is allowed to change gender on birth certificate, which is awesome.
There are so many things I can say about my father in regards to communication and gender and his acceptance and adaptability around those two key topics. Clearly, the main focus in this class. And my father, unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera when I first came out to him. But when I told him that I wanted to transition, I gave him a friend's video to watch to kind of grasp the concept of what I was going to do with my life. And the first reaction that I got from him, he called me the next morning and he told me right away, answers the phone, I say hello, and I was very nervous at the time. He answers and immediately asks, "So what's the new name?" So essentially, my father was okay with it. Come to find out later on from my stepmother that that entire night he cried, he did not sleep. Um, but even my father is grown up Catholic and is very religious in nature, right wing Republican, uh, mostly, was able to accept it. And that says a lot about my father. My father is my best friend. There's so much about my father that I wish I could incorporate in this video. Um, However, this is hopefully sufficient enough to really capture my dad's essence of how accepting and how loving he is of his children, especially me, somebody who uh, has gone I'm sure, way out of the path, way off the path that he intended for me. This next clip that is coming up really shows how much my dad cares about me and how I'm living my life. He wants to make sure that I'm safe, I'm healthy, and I'm doing things the best way possible and the healthiest way possible. And this next clip really encompasses his happiness for me. So I hope you can, just in this short couple seconds, you can see the joy. You can see my stepmother off to the right and my father in the background. You can hear their joy when I received my first shot of testosterone. You can really see their joy and happiness for me. Uh, Earlier in the day, they went to the doctor's appointment with me, sat in and asked the doctor's questions. Um, and like I said, they've been very, very accepting of me. And this next clip, again, another short clip. But when I think of the gender and communication other people portray on me now that they see me as male, really shows in this next clip. It's of my father and I have a short exchange, and this is probably the first time that I can ever recall him ever doing this, and so it was weird for me in the sense of I was so used to my father hugging me and kissing me on my forehead, things like that. And this next clip really shows how his projection of gender is now put on me, and the way he treats my two older brothers.
Yes, thank you.
Let's move on to the fun stuff now. In regards to how my voice has changed throughout this next segment, it's going to be within the first year. I record my voice on a weekly basis, and here are some clips that I put together to show those changes.
Hey, this is me. This is my voice. 2 hours on testosterone. Waste 1 month on testosterone. 2 months on testosterone. Waste 3 months on testosterone. 4 months on testosterone. 5 months on testosterone. Boys 6 months on testosterone. Boys 7 months on testosterone. 8 months on testosterone. Boys 9 months on testosterone. Hey everyone, this is me, and this is my voice. 1 year on testosterone.
Here are some pictures pre-T, before I started testosterone, to 1 year on T, their comparison. And it shows how much of a gym rat I was. I was at the gym all the time. I felt like I had to over masculinize myself. And you can clearly see in these pictures how prevalent that is. Now, in regards to how I felt about myself in society and how I felt I had to portray myself, um, I've always sought out top surgery, which is a double mastectomy, the removal of breast tissue, and then they do a masculinization of your chest, so it doesn't look like you had breasts to begin with. And so I want to jump there. I'm over 2 years on testosterone. Again, my father and my stepmother are there to be my cheerleaders, and they were there to support me. I want to explain it like this: is that I did feel pressure from society to have top surgery because I did not feel as though I would be perceived as male if I had breasts, and I think it's a very common theme among the trans community. And so I sought out top surgery, and I did get it. And here are some clips. And again, I can see the joy and the relief and the true self identity I see and I feel and I have been able to overcome in these pictures and in these videos. So again, top surgery about over 2 years on testosterone at the time. It was just before my 22nd birthday.
Surgery scheduled for 8 hours and 12 minutes now. I don't know if I'll sleep tonight, to be honest. It really hasn't fully sunk in that I'll no longer have to wake up every morning or before going public I have to wear a binder or worrying about certain clothing because my binder's going to show, or I would never have transitioned, let alone more binders, for anybody else or myself. Because one, it's really not necessarily a fun thing to do in the sense of paying wise with binders or giving yourself a shot once a week, or if you're on gel, rubbing yourself with sticky gel every day. Like it's I didn't do this for anybody else but myself.
I've had the highest mountains, I've had the deepest river. You can have it all, but now keep moving. I'll take it in, but don't look down. 'Cause I'm on top of the world, eh? I'm on top of the world, eh? Been waiting on this for a while now, paying my dues to the dirt. I've been waiting to slide, eh? Been holding it in for a while, eh? Take you with me if I can. Been dreaming of this since a child. I'm on top of the world. I've tried to cut these corners, tried to take the easy way out. I kept on falling short of something. I could have gave up then, but then again I couldn't help.
All in all, I have learned very much through my experiences, both male and female, how gender and communication is so deeply rooted in the ways we communicate with each other, the way we present ourselves, the way we talk to others. And I have definitely, bounced back and forth on the spectrum of masculine, feminine, things like that. In the middle, the ambiguous gender titles that I went through in the first year of my transition on hormones, because your body slowly adapts. It doesn't just change overnight. And the things I see are very saddening to me in regards to the way females are treated in comparison to the way males are treated. And so my most important message is that we need to start being aware of how we communicate and what we regard as valuable and what we regard as things without or lesser value. Now, over 4 years on hormones and coming up on my 2 years post top surgery, I really try to correct, to point out, and try to fix my own wrongdoings when it comes to the perceptions of gender and the negative stereotypes that are associated with being female, being feminine. And I do really enjoy being a feminine, masculine person because of the energy it puts out to other people and because of how welcoming that allows me to be. I would be categorized, I'm sure, as a sensitive male, possibly regarded as gay, and I don't really care because it does not, I shouldn't say I don't care, it does not bother me if people think I'm gay, if people think I'm feminine, because that's who I am, and I've had 19 years of growing up and being socialized as a female. And so I take every ounce of that and use it to perpetuate equality and to perpetuate a positive communication style. So I truly hope you enjoyed this. I worked really hard on it, and I'd be more than willing to allow you to share it, to post it, just for people to get an idea of, just to get a glimpse at a person who is transgender and the things they go through. So again, thank you.